Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We'll get to you in 10 seconds. Why you need to check your bank records this morning, your credit reports, everything. Check it right now. Go get it while I'm talking here because there's a lot to lay out here. But first, want to remind you, coming up tomorrow morning at exactly this time, we'll have Riot Mike on from Riot Fest. Big news dropped in the last 24 hours as Riot Fest is moving back to Douglas Park. It's coming home. And there's a lot of reasoning and a lot of talking about it. Super excited about coming back to Douglas Park and the home in Chicago where it's belonged, in his words. And we'll talk to him about that. Plus, 10 a.m. today, the daily lineups are going to be announced.
Woo! So we can really start planning.
Oh, boy. Here comes Kenzie with her planning and Excel spreadsheets and PowerPoints.
It's going to be awesome. We're not going to miss anything.
If you go to Q101.com, you can see all the bands daily, but it'll be all the daily lineups announced. So 10 a.m. today and 7:50 tomorrow morning with Riot Mike. We'll have him on here to talk about it. It's the biggest news story you see on every outlet like WGN TV, and we will have the exclusive with Riot Mike, our partner in Riot Fest. He, just what a genius and creative dude. So we'll talk to him tomorrow. Now, on to the story of the day, why you should be checking your credit report, all your credit card apps right now to make sure everything just looks normal. Why is that? Because hackers have claimed to have stolen every single person's social security number, street address, and phone number. This came out yesterday, this news, it broke. And they've claimed they did this earlier this year, actually. So it didn't just happen in the last 24 hours.
How'd they get everybody's? What is that? Like, we're not even all in the same stuff.
I wish I was a hacker so I could explain it to you.
How did they do everyone's? Like, what did they hack?
Well, they're claiming 2.7 billion records. So the Earth has, 7 billion people?
So not everybody.
They're claiming everyone in the United States, the United Kingdom, and Canada. They've actually tried selling it, all this information. So they have it, and to sell it to people that will do illegal things with it, even though they've done something incredibly illegal. The group is called USDOD, and they have claimed this, and
the group that hacked? They have a name? They put it out there?
Oh, yeah. Hackers like the name and why do anything if you don't...
Could have a website?
Well, it's clout chasing, you know? Why
do a crime if you can't get the credit for it?
Exactly.
We can't figure out who it is. They have a company name.
Well, they have an LLC.
I don't understand.
You could put in USDOD, see if it comes up. They have a Google search. They have a website. I don't know, maybe.
You might immediately get hacked if you Google them.
Yeah. Well,
what does USDOD stand for?
No clue.
Is it just everyone's initials in the group?
They've got merch. They got a pop-up coming.
Yeah. What the hell?
They'll have a tent at Riot Fest.
Yeah, that's right.
A case for USDOD.
Selling social security numbers. That is pretty terrifying. Now, again, I think we've all become numb to it every time we hear about a breach. Because it's like, I figure that everybody's got everything on me now at this point, and if they're going to do something with it, take my debt. That's fine. Hack me. Go for it. But it also is pretty terrifying because I think a lot of listeners out there, and I know I have, had your identity stolen and had a credit card number stolen and things happened to it. I remember years ago, I was going to dinner in Evanston, used a credit card. The next day, get a call from my credit card company saying, we've frozen your card because we saw some unusual activity on it. It was $2,900 of unusual activity, which for me back then, like $30 was almost unusual. But what they said was, somebody took your card number and bought 140 Jimmy John sandwiches, 300 DVDs.
Okay.
And some others. I can't remember what else it was. I think it was some kind of, concert merch or something, because they figured out it was some college student that probably worked as a waitress at the bar I went to, stole my credit card, and then they just had a party. And so
At least they were trying to spread the wealth.
That's exactly what happened. They took the whole dorm and said, got a number today. What do you want? Give me your Jimmy John's order.
Do you think everyone did it like each month? You know what I mean? Like, it's your turn, Shannon, to provide the party. Steal someone's card number. Like, they did a rotation.
I mean, probably. And they do it so fast. What happens is why they buy things so fast, because they know the credit card company is going to catch on quickly and shut it down.
Well, that's it's not like a little one-off purchase.
Yeah.
Which, can I say what happened to me?
Oh, absolutely. Because that was, by the way, that one, I didn't have to pay anything on it. The credit card company covered it, but I was kind of laughing about it, actually.
Yeah.
But it is terrifying when someone does something like that.
It absolutely is, because I had a fear. So I saw this, and it's a small purchase, granted, okay, I think it was like $16.99. But when you see a purchase that you didn't make on your credit card, you're like, and I was thinking, this is somebody smart who has like a million numbers and they're just going to casually use it all the time, right?
Yeah.
So I see the $16.99 purchase, and it was at a running store that was at the mall. And I'm like, let me tell you something. Under zero circumstances did I go into a running store. There's not a chance. This is... I don't even like walking past them. I don't like I didn't buy something there.
You don't run past the running store?
I wouldn't even run for my life. I hate running. Okay, I don't like it. Didn't go there because it was like fun run or something. It's not fun. I don't want to do it. I wouldn't go in there. So I'm like, this is 100,000% not me, and like that weirds me out, right?
Sure, someone stole your information.
I fill out the credit card thing. They usually like call you when you're like, this isn't me. They sent me a new card because they're like, are you sure? And I'm like, there's no way I went to a running store. Like I have nothing. There's no purchase. I didn't do it. And then I'm in the mall, like literally months later, because it's not like I went to the mall every week or something. I'm in the mall and walking around, and you know what I realized? The running store was connected to the smoothie store. And I had bought a smoothie. And I didn't think of it because they had named the smoothie store something else.
Like feet smoothies or
like
something.
fitness, Fit for Life smoothies.
Yeah.
But they were kind of connected, so it probably is all one business.
They own it. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it was my smoothie.
And it was a damn good smoothie.
I had to get a new credit card and everything because of this.
Well, 312-591-8300. Join this conversation. I'm curious if people have ever been hacked or, like, I know a credit card stolen's different than being hacked, but in a way it is. The people just stole a credit card number. Sometimes people hack credit card numbers the same way. And what they do with it and what happened to you in your situation. Check in with us at 312-591-8300. What's your story with this?
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
All right, if you missed the key word for 21 Pilots tickets and a chance at the Q101 Golden Ticket, which is everything we do for an entire year, we will give you that word coming up here in just about 4 minutes. If you stay right here, we'll give you the key word one more time, and it's active until 8:29. 21 Pilots tickets. It's the Q101 Golden Ticket, but it's Thursday, a special edition today, where every hour you have a chance at the Golden Ticket and 21 Pilots tickets. And new words coming up at the bottom of the hour, every hour at the bottom. So we're talking about the Social Security breach, and the hackers have stolen, some hackers are claiming they've stolen everyone's Social Security number listening and your address. Again, I think that everything's kind of out there anyway, but when it happens to you, when someone actually does something with your numbers or your credit card, they steal your identity, whatever, it's terrifying. Like Courtney checked in at 7:08. My credit card info got stolen at the Wendy's drive-thru, and somehow they spent over $300 at Navy Pier pretty quick.
Well, I don't know. The prices at Navy Pier are pretty expensive. They
That's
probably
true.
had one meal.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Everybody's checking. A lot of people checking in. Sadly, this has happened to a lot of people. Sarah checking in. Ahoy, Sarah. What's going on?
Ahoy! So this isn't as much a funny story as it is a PSA.
Oh.
And not so much credit card, but as far as like getting your identity stolen. So a couple years back, I had some kids come to my front door asking for money for their high school like football league. They were doing a charity event or what have you, and I said, I don't have any cash. Can I write you a check? And they said, yes, absolutely. And so I wrote them a check, and it was $10, $15 or what have you. The next day, I get a security alert from my bank that somebody had written a check for about $2,000.
Oh, my God.
And the check was the check that I wrote, and somehow they manufactured it where they changed who I wrote it to and the amount it was for.
Oh, boy.
On top of that, conveniently, that day was the day that all of my, auto pays dropped. So my water bill, my credit cards. And so all of my payments bounced because I canceled my account. So I had to fight for months with those companies for getting those fees reversed. And some of them it did and some of them didn't. So PSA, don't write checks to strangers, which is, hindsight's 20/20. But, even kids, you never know.
I know. You want to help kids, and thank you, Sarah, checking in
Ask
from...
those kids. Don't write them a check.
Yeah, Sarah checking in from Aurora today. It is wild that checks seem dangerous because they have your routing number on them. I could be ignorant on what that is. Checks seem scary.
You can look up routing of any bank. Everyone has the same routing. So routing is per bank.
Well, how come when they ask you for my routing number...
And then it's accounts. So you have your account number and routing so they know what bank that your money's en route to. Do you
Wait,
understand
so
what I'm saying?
me and Case both have PNC, so we have the same routing number on our checks?
Like a PNC bank, not necessarily the exact same one. The routing number is like to the bank. Like that's their number. So that's like universal for people at that bank.
But your accounting numbers
But your
are also on
account's
the check.
different. Your account number is it on the check? I can't remember. No.
I haven't written a check in so long, I don't know what's on the bottom of it.
I don't really know how to write a check. I've never had a checkbook in my life.
No, neither have I.
But
you know
I
who
had to
could
type
probably
in my routing number.
You know who could probably help with this is Mark, the financial crimes expert who we have on the line here. This is what he does for a living.
Really?
He can
steals
probably
people's
answer some of these
identities?
questions.
He steals identities?
Yeah, he's a criminal actually.
Oh, good. Bring him on.
Ahoy, Mark.
What's
are you
your
a
real name, Mark?
Are you a hacker, Mark?
I am not.
Okay,
I
good.
despise them. I am tracking them right now.
Oh, good.
And just so you know, yes, your checking account number is on your check.
That seems dumb.
But is the routing number the same for everybody depending on what bank you use too?
It changes like a couple digits, but yes, it goes to a specific, like it's branch specific, bank specific, but it just changes a couple digits.
But yeah, your account number is also on there too, so they have everything when you write a check.
They have everything.
Yeah.
And when you turn in a check, you're supposed to sign it over. You also give your ID, so they have your entire driver's license number. They have everything.
Got it. So can you help us out with the situation? So with this big hack of all the Social Security numbers, how concerned should we be? Should we start buying things in gold at Jewel?
Bitcoin, silver, maybe even like some titanium. Really get into the precious metals. Try to buy up that stuff. No, yeah, so I'm tracking a pretty large crew right now. We're looking at close to like 4,000 people that have had their identity stolen and money taken from their accounts. I can't get into specifics on it, but when these hackers get everything, I mean, they get everything. They have your home IP address so they can spoof where purchases are coming from. So it looks like it's coming from your house. They have your driver's license number. They'll even have pictures of you. And now with AI and the software is so great, so there's this thing called KYC. It's Know Your Customer that all financial institutions use to verify you saying who you are. Well, they have basically awesome Photoshop stuff on these dark websites so they can spoof you holding a picture of your driver's license to submit. It's absolutely insane. I mean, and it's not like a $16.99 purchase for a smoothie that you think was running shoes, but it's people's checking accounts that are completely empty, their savings accounts that are empty, and then their credit is just screwed. So I had never been a big believer in it, thinking like, I don't put my stuff out there that much. But I got on to, like a LifeLocker and Aura. So it scrubs your information from dark websites and searches what's out there. Because it'll have your passwords. These guys can hack specific accounts that have passwords, and typically you're going to use the same password for multiple things. So once they have your password, and they might not even try to get into a site that has you specific, they might just use your information to create a fictitious you that you don't even know about, and then they are getting quick loans in your name. I have a woman that's, I think they've gotten like $80,000 in quick loans in her name.
Oh my God.
And it just wrecks you for years, because then you have to get an attorney and fight the banks and all this other stuff. It's possibly one of the worst crimes.
Is there any way is there any way we can protect ourselves, or you just got to deal? There's no way. These guys are too smart, and people like you then clean it up.
Yeah, no, I mean, even once, like us and the financial institutions, once they figure out one way to stop these guys come up with a new way to get back into it. Like the hack with Northwestern and Lurie's, and that's one of the, honestly, the smartest hacks, because now they have kids' Social Security numbers out there that they're selling that have no financial record, and there could be racking up debt in these kids' names that they won't know about until they try to get, a credit card when they're 18 or whatever.
And that lasted months, if I remember, and maybe still going on right now, the Lurie Children's Hospital hack.
I thought, obviously they're going to overturn this in, a day or two.
No, it took months.
It was months and months and months.
Wow.
No, I just got a letter in the mail last month about it.
Oh, my gosh. Well, thanks for scaring the hell out of us today.
Hey, no problem. That's what I'm here for.
We appreciate you listening, man. I'm glad people like you are on the case to try to help people out that have been hacked and had terrible things happen to them. So, wow. That's amazing. The story today is that some hack group has every one of our Social Security numbers and addresses. And again, I've always just felt that it's all out there, and it's just going to happen to you is Russian roulette. Like one day someone's going to get to you and do something to you. Hopefully there's more good people out there. And that Lurie's Children's Hospital, disgusting. A special place in hell for people that still little kids and baby Social Security numbers. All right. How about some better news right now?
And Brian's like, anywho.
Anyway.
That's a tough transition.
Do you like 21 Pilots?
I actually broke my neck with that turn of trying to get away from that story. Yikes.
You sent somebody to hell, and then immediately were like, all right, well, we got Golden Ticket going on.
I mean, listen, you better live Moss right now.
Amen.
And text Heathens, Heathens.
Even if your identity gets stolen, we're still going to know you're the winner, which is really good. Bills, all that'll get messed up. We're aware of who you are, though. We got you.
Are now people too afraid to text after that call?
Our text line is secure.
It's super secure.
We have the finest
I'm all
minds.
over it.
We have the finest minds in the industry protecting the text line.
That's Steve Pacheco.
That's right.
Our guy in the building. He is a genius.
He's a human firewall.
Yeah. he literally will come after you to your house. He can find you quickly. All right, so text Heathens. And it's kind of like heat hens all together. If I spell it easier. HEATHENS. Text that to 312-591-8300 for your chance at 21 Pilots tickets at the United Center. Monstrous show. It's going to be amazing. That's where I saw him last time, 3 years ago. One of the greatest shows I've seen in my entire life, without question. And then, of course, you're qualified for the Golden Ticket. Everything we do for an entire year, Riot Fest to Riot Fest, sponsored by our great friends, Aurelio's Pizza. Celebrating 65 years of memories in every bite. Aurelio's Pizza, it is the sauce. So that word is active for the next 15 minutes. Text Heathens to 312-591-8300 right now.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.